Hi, everybody. I'm back. I wanted to, of course, like I was saying, make sure I touch base with you all, especially now that we have approached Venus going direct. Venus actually went direct yesterday, and in return, we get Mercury. But hey, Mercury seems like a drop in a bucket in comparison to Venus, at least as far as I'm concerned. So, what do I want to say about Mercury? If you're unfamiliar with what Mercury retrograde is like, it basically affects our communication. So lines could get crossed, like literally. Um, with communication breakdowns and that sort of thing, travel plans falling through or being delayed, and of course, interpersonal miscommunications, maybe at work or, between yourself and others. So just listen to what's being said. Make sure you get full clarification because it is an opportune time for things to get confusing and misconstrued, yada yada, all that sort of thing. It will be a short transit ending in early December. Now that Venus is direct, there's still a shadow period. The shadow period goes on until December 17th. So, for those of you who are extra sensitive, you might still be sorting through some things. But ultimately, you should be feeling a little bit better now, a little bit more clear on all the things that have been coming across your plate and into your life over the past several weeks. And even for those of you who felt it with the Mars transit, you may have seen some recurring themes come up during the Venus one, and that's probably just things that you needed to really evaluate and take a second look at. And Venus was the opportunity to do so. So here's to having some more clarity now that the transit is direct, maybe having a little more more stability with your emotions, if you were having some emotional struggles, but ultimately you should have some answers about a lot of things you were questioning and are now moving into a place where you can take action. And it's perfect because New Year's right around the corner. So you just kind of wrap up the direction which you're trying to go in, looking forward to go in, and then bam, kick off your new year on the right foot. All right, so I have a reading for you, and it's quite a few cards today. I am in one, two, four decks. Again, we're going to start with Enchanted Mat. Enchanted Mat. So the first card we got is a reversal sad embrace. This is just where we were. So basically, you're feeling kind of like a victim, or you were feeling kind of like a victim. Something was not going your way. You were not getting what you wanted, maybe not getting what you felt you deserve. You're wondering why, and it's making you upset, and you're kind of wallowing in that, or we're wallowing in that. This card is just to say, anger is harmful, including righteous anger. So if you were given a raw deal or something you feel you do not deserve, avoid harping on it. Just focus on what you're grateful for and making the decisions to get you to where you need to be. It's okay to feel sad about something. So I said sad embrace. It's okay to feel sad about it. You have to feel the feelings to let them go. But the issue comes in when we start creating stories in our heads related to this emotion of sadness that we're feeling or related to this emotion of anger that we're feeling. And that drags us down. So if you feel yourself going down a slippery slope because things are not going your way, focus on focus on what's going right. That is my whole thing. Focus on what's going right. Because when you put all your focus and your energy into what's not going right, you're tossing your energy into a void, and that's not helpful for you. Focus on what's going right. Because if you focus on what's not going right, what's going right might start no longer going right. Starts going all wrong. So focus on what's going right. All right. And for the next present moment, I actually pulled two cards. One kind of fell out, and the other was the card I intended. to pull. And this card is reverse, another reversal. Home in reverse. What this means is right now you're feeling like you might be in a place that's not exactly working for you. It's not feeling like home. You feel like you don't belong, or it's not the place for you, or you have navigated your way into a set of circumstances that are very familiar but not necessarily good for you. So, this home card is about trying to navigate away from any areas that are not offering you feelings of safety, security, reassurance. I mean, think about the concept of home. Oh, it feels like home, or what that means. That is a security blanket. At least, that's what we intended to be. Now, of course, we have home situations that were not like that, and that's what this card is about. Because our concept of home may be anything but safety, security, reassurance. Our concept of home could be just flipped on its head, and we feel like that is where we should be, or that is where we're most comfortable, but it may not necessarily be serving us. So if you are finding yourself in a set of circumstances where you feel this is not for you, you do not belong, you don't feel that sense of safety, security, reassurance, then you want to reassess and find your home, your true home, and building that safety and security within yourself just to help you navigate. And the other card that came out above this was Flying card, rise above. Rise above your current set of circumstances and think outside of what's immediately in front of you and all that it could be instead. Like sometimes we feel like this is what I can get, this is what I'm used to, this is what I know, this is what I'm gonna rock with. Take a step outside of that. If you are unhappy in any areas of your life, or discontent, dissatisfied, unfulfilled, anything, imagine something else. Imagine the circumstances that will help you with this security and ease and all of those wonderful things, and treat it as if it is real and accessible to you. And then that's going to help you, go on down a different path. Okay? And then, next card, and this came up recently, rock bottom. The rock bottom card is a surrender card. There comes to a point where you start hitting a brick wall, and nothing you do, nothing you say, nothing you try, no avenue you turn is getting you, or getting a circumstance, getting you where you need to be, getting things where they need to be. Nothing's happening. At that point, once you keep smacking into that brick wall, you might want to let it go. Just surrender. That's what this card is about. Letting go, surrendering, and just letting the chips fall as they may, and to stop trying to control all of the elements. Because sometimes things are the way they are because that's the way they're supposed to be, and all you can manage is your response to them. And that goes back to the sad embrace card, your response to it. You don't have to have a tragic response to anything that you don't like or anything that's not working, because there's always an alternative. It's just a matter of our ego, and if we are accepting of the possibility of alternatives. Okay. And Love deck, the card that came up was Riding a Cosmic Wave. And this card came up in the same reading that this card came up, because this is the same thing. Let it go. Surrender it. Whatever you've been tussling with, tackling with, trying to work through, get through, and you've been exhausting time, energy, space, whatever, attention, whatever, let it go. If you're not making any motion, just let it go. Okay? And then now moving on to the energy deck card, I got Goddess of the Moon in reverse. So Goddess of the Moon in reverse, wow. It means that we might be in our heads too much. And when you're in your head too much, it could be a potential for a block. And when you're blocked, you don't get to notice all of the signs around you that can be pointing you in a direction of which you should go. So consider any of the areas where you might be blocked. And signs for me, I know, of being blocked is lots of thoughts flowing through my head, or if I might be feeling a little more tired than usual, anxious, unable to make a decision, or unable to trust what's coming through my intuition, or even, but even sometimes trying to doubt intuition a little bit and go around it because you're hoping for a different answer. So just meditate. That helps me. Meditate when you're feeling like things are going in a million directions and you cannot come up with the answer, the path, the way to go. Do that. Go somewhere quiet, go into nature, go for a jog, create art, anything that gets you alone with your thoughts, feelings, and yourself in a quiet atmosphere where there's not a bunch going on, and breathing. Breathe it out. Breathing it out is super important. It helps to center you, it helps to ground you, and then you can open up and have some insight. Quiet works for me too. Like, my morning routine consists of getting up and doing things very quietly for myself and not even listening to music, anything until after quite a bit of time. And that gives me my greatest insights. That's when my ideas come up. That's when my decisions get made. That's when a lot of the things that help drive me to the next point occur. A lot of the aha light bulb moments happen in the very quiet moments in the morning because I'm trying to tune out any external stimuli so I can really feel what's going on with me. Okay? And then our final card is well-being from our healing deck. So this card just really is asking for you to analyze your behaviors, your attitudes, the way you view the world, the things you were doing, and just see how that's working for you, and look for places where you might want to take a different approach. And just in general, focusing on your constitution in the world and among others as you navigate it. So this card has a lot of purple in it, and purple is one of the colors, well, is the color that signifies crown chakra, your connection to all that is spirit. So take what you learn about yourself and how you navigate in the world and see how that's affecting your work. See how that's affecting your friendships, your relationships, and see, if there's room for growth, change, improvement, all of that stuff. Okay. And for those of you who are where I am in the United States, we have a holiday coming up this week. This is for anyone who supports the holiday, anyone who's kind of boycotting it or making it their own thing, but whatever the case is, um, just fall back into gratitude. Sometimes we get wrapped up in all the little details of the things that we have to do because, we want to make sure we are on track. But take some time to show gratitude, and gratitude for yourself. Like, I know everything's, a lot of the times it's about others, and I'm grateful for all these external things, but don't forget to have the gratitude bit for yourself and all that you do, especially if you're on a journey to try to continuously self improve and analyze yourself and consistently sitting with your feelings, no matter how difficult it is, or whatever you're doing to get through life every single day and keep trying it. Have gratitude for yourself for that. Okay? So, next time, namaste.